Equity Bank, Kenya's biggest bank by customer base, it has said that pre-tax profit for the first 9 months of the year rose 7% to 12.6 billion shillings. This is buoyed by a reduction in lending rates. However, the bank's costs grew faster than its income on the back of heavy investments in technology. Beatrice Gachanga spoke to James Mwangi, the CEO of Equity Bank.
Basically, the biggest driver of profitability this year is the 30% reduction in interest rates. We reduced our interest rates from a maximum of 25 to a maximum of 18, and that gave out 30% of the interest on 200 billion shillings. Essentially, that allowed and encouraged customers to take loans, and loans grew by 21%. But that could not compensate us for the interest reduction. So the top line in interest grew by only 4%. The second driver is the massive investment that the bank is doing to prepare itself for the next leap. And the bank wants to facilitate e-commerce. It wants to lead in digital banking. It wants to lead in mobile banking. And we have had to invest this year alone 2 billion shillings in our data center to make us ready for that. And lastly is the cost of migrating from Finacle 7 to Finacle 10 that would now put us on the cutting edge of banking softwares. And essentially training 8,000 employees each for a month so as to be ready has costed us nearly 1 billion shillings. And that has increased our cost-income ratio from 48 to 51. And that is what has resulted in reduction of profitability to a growth of 7%.
Although the back of the business is contributed from Kenya with about 85% in terms of revenue contribution, give us an indication how the subsidiaries performed and the environment in which they were operating. Our
subsidiaries have done very well despite the economic environment in South Sudan. Our deposits still grew by 11%. In Rwanda and Tanzania, the growth was in excess of 200% in both subsidiaries. And that has really now propelled them to reach break-even point within their second year of operation. So going forward, these two subsidiaries will be significant profit contributors. Uganda has grown by 28%. Again, Uganda, despite the microeconomic and challenges in Uganda growing at 28%, shows that the challenges of the past are behind us. And we are seeing Uganda grow its profitability by more than 100% this year.
Now, something else also that came up in the presentation was the growth in loan loss provision, which was about 800 million. Give us an indication what led to this jump.
Our non-performing loans increased from 3% to 5%. That trading effect of the high inflationary and tough macroeconomic environment of last year. That impacted NPLs to grow by. As a prudent bank, we decided to maintain our loan loss coverage, all provisions at the same level of 55%. That increased our loss ratio from 1% to 2.2%. And again, that increased our provisions this year by 800 million. And that 800 million and the cost of training staff 1 billion shillings and the depreciation of the 2 billion investment is what has slowed down the profitability of the bank. And of course, the investment in our customers by reducing their interest is substantial.
You mentioned there were heavy costs that the bank has gone through this year with the 2 billion in infrastructure, technology infrastructure. Where do you see your cost? Because we saw the cost of to income ratio going up nearly 2%. Going forward, where do you see your costs?
With completion of this project and rollout of really digital banking, proper mobile banking, we see our cost-income ratio, hopefully next year, coming down to 48. And in the next 5 years, we expect we should be able to come to our target of 42. This investment in systems and banking software will make this bank very, very efficient.
Let's now talk about the macroeconomic environment that Equity, not just Equity, the industry is operating in. We've seen a new aggressive tax regime being introduced this year, and also we have inflation busting out of the 7.5% that the central bank has targeted. What impact have you seen this having on the business?
It's true that the macroeconomic environment in Kenya has changed significantly. Looking long term, the expansionist strategy that has been adopted creates huge opportunities for this country. The focus on infrastructure development, particularly energy, transport, roads and railways, ports and harbors, essentially create enormous opportunity for the banking industry. All that must be supported, facilitated, and funded. So that is a huge opportunity. However, there will be temporary handicaps, particularly we're seeing slight headwinds with the short rains coming rate, whether that will create food inflation. But the good thing, these are the short rains. This is not really the main agricultural season. The second challenge that we are seeing is the adjustment of people with the tax reforms that we are seeing. Again, that might. But these are hiccups in creating an efficient system. Harmonizing tax regimes, harmonizing VAT regimes, flooding the government expenditure from taxes, the right directions. But of course, they will have short-term headwind impact on the economy.
In the investor briefing, you did mention that costs grew faster than income, with just a top-line growth about 4%. Now, going forward, what is the outlook that you have for Equity?
Where I see the bank in the next 1 to 2 years is facilitating life and livelihoods of Kenyans. Convergence of mobile banking and banking will be actualized by Equity Bank, and we'll see huge convenience. That, in return, will most likely make Equity Bank the biggest bank in every respect in 3 years' time, including size of the balance sheet.